Hi everyone, welcome to Catherine's Plate. I'm Catherine. Thank you so much for coming to my show today. Oh, Valentine's Day is in the air, isn't it? It's in the stores and it just reminds me that I wanted to bring out my double layered chocolate cake recipe with buttercream frosting. Alright y'all, if you know my show, you know that I like to keep things simple, easy, and delicious. And I wouldn't be bringing out this recipe if it wasn't, okay? So we're going to get started and I'm going to just show you how simple, easy, and delicious this cake will be. Alright, well let's get started. Okay, to start with, we're going to mix together all of our dry ingredients, and I also have my oven preheating at 350 degrees. Alright, so let's get started mixing all of our dry ingredients. Alright, to start, we're going to add 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour to the bottom of our bowl. I got 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar. 3/4 cup of some unsweetened cocoa powder. 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder. And 3/4 teaspoons of salt. We're going to go ahead now and mix these all together. Alright, so now we got our dry ingredients. We're going to go ahead and add all of our wet ingredients in here, and then, yes, that's what we're going to do. Alright, so we're going to start with 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 3/4 cups of warm water, 3/4 cup of buttermilk, got a 1/4 cup of oil, vegetable oil, and 2 eggs. Alright, so I've got all my wet ingredients in here. I'm going to go ahead now and use my hand mixer, and on a medium speed I'm going to beat all of this up until I get a nice smooth consistency, and I will be scraping down the sides and also on the bottom also, so that we can constantly have a smooth consistency. It'll just take a few minutes. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so now we're going to prepare our pans. So I've got 2 9-inch baking pans here. Now I'm sprayed one, and then what I did was I put a circle of parchment paper in the bottom, and this will help release the cake when it comes out of the oven. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make that circle right there. So you take a piece of parchment paper and you're going to fold it in half. Then we're going to fold it again. And then we're going to fold it like that, make a cylinder. You're going to just turn your pan over and find the center point of it. Right there. You're going to take your shears and then you're going to kind of cut like a semicircle. There we go. You can turn your pan over, unfold it, and then it'll sit in the bottom of your pan like that. Alright, so I've sprayed my pan just with some cooking spray, and then I'm just going to lay my parchment circle here right on the bottom and then just kind of flatten it out. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and divide my cake batter between my 2 pans here. Alright, so I got my cakes ready to go in the oven. They'll go in there for about 30 to 35 minutes until we get a toothpick to go in and out of the cake clean. All right, y'all, and while we're baking these in the oven, we're gonna go ahead now and start our buttercream frosting. All right, so I just pulled my cakes out of the oven at the 30-minute mark. I got the toothpick in and out cleaned in several spots, so we're good to go. I'm going to let these rest in the pans for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to pull them out and put them on the cooling racks and let them cool completely before I ice them. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so my cakes are almost cooled, so I'm going to go ahead and start my buttercream frosting. Now, in a medium to a large bowl, you're going to put in 1.5 cups of room temperature butter. And what I'm going to do is use my hand mixer to mix this until I get a nice fluffy consistency, all right? All right. Now, if you can see how fluffy that looks inside there, the color of the butter changed, and look at the consistency of that, really nice, all right? I'm going to go ahead now and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, and then when I turn my mixer on, I'm going to slowly add my 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder to this, and then we're going to mix this well. All right, so now we're going to add our powdered sugar 1 cup at a time until we get the desired consistency. Now I have about 4 cups in here, so between 3 to 4 cups should work for here. So what I'm going to do is use my strainer here, and I'm just going to sift each one that goes through here. I'm going to sift. All right, y'all, so now we're ready to frost our cake, and what I have is my cake plate. It's the final destination where your cake is going to be, all right? So mine is going to be on the cake plate that's going to have the dome covering over it, all right? So you can use a cake plate, whatever you want to use, okay? What I've done is I've taken some little squares of parchment paper. Now this is a tip for you, and I'm going to lay them kind of on top of each other, going around my dish. And what this will do is keep the frosting off of your main dish, all right? So that's what we're going to do. And there's another one right here. Okay. We are ready to go. All right, so I'm just taking this top layer of the parchment paper off of my cake. Now this was the bottom of the cake, and we're going to make this the top of the cake because it's nice and flat and even, all right? So we're going to lay the top part of the cake down on the parchment paper there. All right, and then we're going to start frosting. It smells so good right now, y'all. I'm not kidding. Oh my gosh. The cake, the frosting, it's like doing me in. All right, so I got my frosting all made here, so I'm going to take 1/3 of it and just put it right in the center, and then we're going to frost with that. All right, so now I've got my second layer here, and I'm going to go ahead and peel off the parchment paper from the bottom, which will be the top of our cake. All right, so we're going to lay the top of the cake on top of the frosted bottom part there. All right, now what I'm going to do is take some of the frosting, and I'm going to go around between the two cakes and just kind of fill it in. All right, so now we're just going to take the rest of our frosting and go around the sides of it and frost our cake. All right, so now what we're going to do is after you've finished decorating your cake, you're going to go ahead and pull out the parchment paper, and it leaves your cake pan or cake dish nice and clean. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm going to decorate my cake with some strawberries, and I'm fanning them out. So I'm just taking a little paring knife here and cutting about 3/4 of the way through the strawberry, about 4-5 times, depending on how big your strawberry is. So Just gonna do them like that. And then you just pick up your strawberry and you just kind of fan it out like that. And then you lay it down. So I'm gonna do the rest of these and then we're gonna put them on top of our cake. All right, so now I'm gonna take my little strawberry fans and I'm going to decorate my cake with them. All right, look at that, y'all. Does that like say Valentine's Day to you? How easy was that? All right. Suppose you want me to cut into that. All right. All right, y'all, look at this stunning, beautiful looking double layer chocolate cake with buttercream frosting. Right? Who wants a piece? I'll have to mail it to you. All right, I'm going in for a bite. Oh yeah, right there. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that was the best bite. Y'all, make this cake. You saw how easy it was, right? Oh my gosh. All right, y'all, Valentine's Day coming around the corner. I just couldn't help it. I had to make it. And then decorate it with some nice strawberries. All right, y'all, comment down below what you think. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button down below with the bell notification so that you know when my shows are posted. All right, everyone, I will see you on my next episode, and you're not going to believe what I'm going to cook next.